I think part of the problem that we are experiencing is because we have had flawed mentors and models.
Sure,
Amen.
sure.
Amen.
Flawed mentors and models, which means the model that I had before me was not the correct model, but it's the only model that I have, which means this is the only model that I can refer to. So when I get mine, this is the same model that I'm going to use. You know what? And I thought about this, and I wanted to find a place to put it. I think this is the perfect place to put it.
Go ahead.
I think part of the problem when it comes to really understanding what marriage is, at least in terms of how we should understand marriage, I think part of the problem that we are experiencing is because we have had flawed mentors and models.
Sure,
Amen.
sure.
Flawed mentors and models, which means the model that I had before me was not the correct model, but it's the only model that I have, which means this is the only model that I can refer to. So when I get mine, this is the same model that I'm going to use.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
So where is the breaking of the generational pathology where you know your mom was not married
Well, let's
or
go-
didn't have a successful marriage?
Sure.
But you want to have a successful marriage.
Right.
And so at what point does the woman seek, and where do they seek? If we're not teaching it in church,
Right, we're not
where
teaching
do
it.
they seek?
And that becomes the real problem. Because the thought process becomes this. We can't talk about it because we men.
Right.
We're wrong.
Right?
Yeah.
So we wrong for talking about it.
Right.
Lord have mercy. Who is y'all to tell somebody about being marriage material? You finna tell a woman what it take to be marriage material? But the women aren't talking about it.
Right.
Because they're not going to tell you what's right in relates to marriage.
Yeah.
Out of all the conversations that I had as it relates to what it means to be fit for marriage from a woman's standpoint, the answer, the one that got the most answers, the 95% of the answers, they talked about respectfulness, submissiveness, family-oriented, and industrious, was the most resisted one. Even though when they got to their private moments, quiet moments where nobody could see who clicked what,
Right.
they selected it.
Selected it.
Right.
But in front of one another, they wouldn't dare say it.
Interesting.
I had a great conversation with a woman. One of the best conversations I had with a woman on this topic ever in my life. And we talked about the list, and we went through the list, and she said to me, I'm not going to tell you who she was, but she said to me, I know that the respectful, submissive, family-oriented, industrious answer is the right answer. And she said, and she selected that one right there in front of us. She selected that one. But then she said, but I also know that because of that, I'm not going to get remarried.
Wow.
She said, because I'm just not going to submit.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Wow.
You know?
And unfortunately, those women become the mentors
To other women.
to other women.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so in that case, we're teaching our shortcomings as opposed to the rule.
Sure.
And so you said there's an order, but God's order is also with promise. So he doesn't set an order that he doesn't set a promise with.
Right.
And so the thing is, the conversation is, I want to be married. I want to be a wife or wife material. And there has to be some type of submission in order to achieve that for a good husband.
There has to be. Because, as I said before, the kind of man most women want to marry is going to require a level of submission.
Right.
If you want the guy that's making the six figures, you know what, the 666 guy, you want the 6 feet, the six pack, and the six-figure guy,
Yeah.
you're gonna that guy's gonna require some submission. He's not gonna be fighting with you about everything.
Right.
He's just not.
I had a comment that was also given to me from the same poll, and it was this. This is what this lady said. I think most women want to be married. Women want a good man and a good financial and with good financial stability, and they think they are marriage material as far as them for themselves, being the prize physically. But they don't have financial stability, and they lack the skills to build a good marriage with a good man. They often set high standards for what they want to catch, but they are not comparable or at the same level as the man they want to attract.
That was a married woman that told you that. That was a married woman that said that. Ain't no single woman. Ain't no single woman said that.
It was a married woman that said that. It was a married woman that said that. You know, but that said to me, but will that person or women like that share that same mentality with other women that are seeking to be married?
They might cancel her too. she might get canceled right behind me. So who was co-signing on that best Pastor John said? Yeah, you next.
Right.
Bring her down before the congregation.
Oh my God.
But that's the truth. Like you said, there's nowhere to get it. We're not allowed to talk about it, even though we are the consumers.
Right.
And I don't know what you go and buy that the consumer doesn't have a say-so in.
Right.
You know, so we're not going to do it.
Right.
The women who are instructing the women who should be instructing usually are silent. The ones who know the answers are quiet.
Right.
You know, and so that leaves the ones that don't know to be the loudest voices in the room.
Wow.
And that's the way. And so we have this pathology now.
Yeah.
Even like I said, in the church,
Right.
where marriages are falling apart at breakneck speed. You know, the deacon done divorced his wife and married the usher.
Right.
You know, and then he divorced the usher and he married the keyboardist.
Right.
Then he divorced the keyboardist and he married the lead singer.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And all of this is going on in the body of Christ now, while nobody is seeking godly wisdom.
Yeah.
Right or wrong, some of them are not even divorcing; they're just having side relationships.
Sure. That too.
Adultery.
That's what
And
Hey guys, it's Pastor John here. Please, if you like this video that you just saw, hit that like button for us. Second thing I want to ask you to do is to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're putting out videos once a day at about 5:30 p.m. Hit that bell notification so that you'll know when a new video has been uploaded. And then the final thing to do, share this video, share this information. If you know somebody that has a need that it can be benefited by it, please put it out in circulation so that we can try to help as many people as possible. Thanks, and God bless.